What's going on, y'all? It's Mason Bleasdell, your Austin real estate agent, and today we are in Wells Branch. Not only is this where my family and I live, we live right off of Wells Branch, but we're going to show you around the original Wells Branch community. Something that blends kind of the urban, having walkability to places like Malone Coffee, which is fantastic, right behind me, as well as having a park system. There's so much to like about this neighborhood. It doesn't fully feel suburban, but you get the safety, you get the quietness of all the things that go for it. This is one of the best locations in all of North Austin. Let's jump in the car. I got lots to show you. All right, y'all, now that we are in the car, I want to talk a little bit more about what makes Wells Branch just so special. Now, in this video, if you're doing research into this area, if you're looking into Wells Branch as a potential place for you to live, maybe comparing it to some of the other areas around North Austin, this is going to be the ultimate guide for you. I want to go through a little bit of lifestyle. That's probably the biggest part of this video because there's so much to talk about, but a little bit about lifestyle, what's going on here, what's around, what's your day-to-day life going to look like, as far as commute goes, grocery store, those kind of things. And then finally too, like, what are the numbers? What can you expect? Some hard data, tax rates, what housing is available here, what kind of prices are we looking at? All of this gonna be jam-packed into this video, but let's start off with lifestyle, because this truly is one of the most unique communities around it, because it does really blend that, urban feel. It doesn't feel super suburban. It doesn't feel super far out. Of course, you still have an Austin address, but a lot of the communities here and a lot of you guys that I help move here really comment how the Austin area in general feels so spread out. Now, obviously this is not in the center of downtown, but if you want to be a little bit farther out of town, but you still want to have walkability, you still want to have parks, you still want to have places like a coffee shop that you could walk to, you want to be able to walk your kids to elementary school, if you wanted to be able to go out and have a park system, a true large park system in your own neighborhood, this is a really, really great place for it. You've got easy access to the disc golf course, tennis courts, swimming pool, so many things I'm going to show you here in just a second. We're going to park up the car. Let's walk around. Now, before we keep going, I wanted to stop real quick at the community center where we are right now, because there are so many cool things to show you around here. Not only, of course, is this, the main section where all the different park system comes together, of course, with the disc golf course, the playground, the pool right behind me. This is the original Wells Branch homestead, apparently from 1855. So many really unique things that set this neighborhood apart. Now, all of this is funded through the MUD, the Municipal Utility District, that of course, because we're outside of city limits, was the one who front-loaded all these amenities as well as things like utilities and such. So they are a taxing authority. Now, that is baked into the property tax rate, which is incredibly low for this neighborhood. And that comes back to one of the biggest ones. The MUD tax is only 1/4%, which is almost unheard of, at least in the realm of MUDs. The MUD that I'm a part of just down the road here is 0.7%. Normally you see MUDs around 1% as a taxing entity. Anyhow, it's by far one of the greatest. There's no active HOA here, so that's one less bill that you've got to pay every month. And then the property tax rate ranges right around 1.8%. It's actually slightly different depending on which section you're in. You've got a different emergency services district, but all in all, the value for the money that you pay, both in property taxes and of course not having an HOA here, is absolutely incredible. These tennis courts, especially on weekends, people are out here playing volleyball, they're playing tennis, their dogs are running around. It's such a fun spot. If you really want that sense of community, a lot of the things that a lot of our more urban, densely packed, East Coast and West Coast cities have, this is a great spot for it. But let's jump back in the car. There's a lot more to show you. All right, now that we're back in the car, while we're on our way, just a short drive and totally walkable to the Wells Branch Community Library, let's talk a little bit about commute, what's nearby. Now, like I mentioned, this is one of the best locations in Austin, and I'll tell you exactly why. Not only are you crazy close to all of your daily things, your H-E-B, the local grocery store we have here in Texas, is just down the road, like 1.5 miles. Very, very easy. There are a myriad of local restaurants as well, of all types and backgrounds too. We've got a really amazing Indian restaurant right around the corner from here. There's Inca Chicken, for example. So many really cool, more local places. Obviously, places like Malone Coffee are also walking distance within the neighborhood. And you know, your big box stores, your Walmart is just a couple miles down the road. It's a 5-minute drive. You know, all of your daily things are super simple. We're also positioned dead between Mopac, Loop 1, and I-35, which is of course the main interstate north and south in Austin. So if you need to get anywhere, you're only a couple minutes driving from each one, and you can connect kind of anywhere you need to go very quickly. Places like Round Rock, for example, the Dell campus, let's use that as an example, 10 minutes from here. The Apple campus right off of Palmer Lane, 12 minutes away from here. The airport is an easy shot, 30 minutes away. Downtown without traffic can be 20 minutes, sometimes even less. Now if you commute during rush hour, maybe bump that up to 45, that's just realistic. But you know, all of these places, super close. Samsung down off of Palmer, that's less than 10 minutes. Like, you're so easy access, being so central, you're tucked in far enough from the freeways that you don't really deal with freeway noise and such, but you're still so close to all the things. Now, we just pulled up to the library. It was a very fast drive, and this is, again, one of the biggest perks. You know, if you even just need a quiet place to work, this is a great place to do it. If you've got kids, we actually bring our daughter here for the reading times that they do here at the library. To have this, again, for that very small mud tax is just unheard of. There's very few communities in North Austin like it. And to be honest, getting outside of Austin on the fringes where we are now, this doesn't exist anywhere else. This is such a unique thing to have here. Now let's talk about housing, some hard data. So like I mentioned a little bit earlier, tax rate here, 1.78%, depending on which part of the neighborhood you're in. It is such a big community that it's actually slightly different in different sections, so be aware of that, but it's all very close to that ballpark. Pricing, you get a lot for your money out here. You know, there are some smaller homes that are down around 1,100 square feet, still single family, generally 3-2s, and you can find those priced all the way in the mid 300s. There are also some, you know, bigger homes, slightly more modern, that have been remodeled. Some have pools out here, and you can expect to see those in the 600s. So there's a good variety here. The quality homes here do tend to sell very quickly. There are not very many homes that back up to the park and trail system. Those tend to sell very quickly. So you'll notice quite a variety out here. Like I mentioned too, there is no active HOA in this neighborhood. You will see as we're driving through here, almost across the board, everyone takes real pride in taking care of their property. But because of that too, every house has a little bit of personality to it. This is not a cookie cutter neighborhood where all the houses look the same. A lot of the big master plan communities are that way. This one, they all have a little sense of personality. You know, this community was built primarily in the 70s and 80s. And when you've shown some of these houses, you know, move some of my clients in here, you'll find some real quirks, for like 70s and 80s quirks with some of the homes. You know, I remember, for example, I was shopping with a client. We didn't end up buying this house, but you walk in, big open living room all the way up to the 2nd story. But there's this round post in the middle, and like huge, like you can't reach your arms around it, huge. No real explanation why it was there. It didn't house a closet. Generally, no idea why it was there. It was just a quirk of an 80s built house. So there's definitely some fun things that you'll find. Again, there are some houses that are a little bit more on the modern end, you know, building into the 2000s or so for a few of the lots. So, you know, you can find something that kind of suits your preference as far as size goes, as far as age goes. A lot of these homes have been remodeled, and this area, unlike a lot of spots, you know, generally around Austin and surrounding, is not really known for foundation problems. The soil, of course, here is great for farming, not necessarily for building things. You've got to do a lot of prep work to prepare the soil. They seem to have done a really good job. A lot of these houses have been here for almost 50 years. So always a great perk as well. And of course, no active HOA means no HOA fees. Now, if you found this tour helpful, if you're looking into this area, whether you're looking to buy or sell, I would love to be that resource for you. Reach out anytime. My direct contact info is on there. Thanks for joining on this tour. I'll see you all next time.